Hello everyone, and welcome to the Budget Twin Kings in front of you. I was meaning to do a video actually first on the Zens Up to follow my impressions video. I really wanted to show everybody these really just beautiful things. I don't know if you guys can see how beautiful they look in person, but they look pretty good. I was going to play these off of these... Is my camera even facing this right there? Yes, there it is. The ears. I was going to play back the full playlist I've curated to really show how good these are. But lo and behold, these actually aren't that good for playback. I've still recorded a couple clips for these just for the sake of this video today. But that one's going to come... The Zens Up is going to come when I have really good mics coming in. So without further ado, let's talk about the ThieAudio Legacy 2 and the Starfield from Moondrop. I want to say that both of these, off the bat, are budget kings by themselves. You could get one or the other, and you would probably be happy with spending $100 on either as a budding audiophile, as a newbie to the field. But... here's my suggestion to you all. Get both of these if you have a $200 budget only. Instead of getting anything else for $200, or maybe even $300, but I'm getting some more in to check out the 300s, just to be sure. But for now, with what I have in my rankings list, which you should find a link in the description to see, for everything that I've listened to so far, and it's not the whole world of it, I have more videos coming for those, these two are the twin kings. These two really bring out the two extremes of what you want to hear in your music in a delightful way. They're not in here, they're over here. The Legacy 2s, which are also very pretty for their price. Translucent blue material to see the drivers inside. Not that it's exceedingly pretty inside, but they do a good job for only $100. Really? I mean, come on. I've seen $100 things that have really tacky writing on the front. These are really pretty. The wire's a little cheap, but it'll do. Comes with a nice... I actually kind of like this case more than what comes with the Clairvoyance. This thing is kind of tiny. Maybe it'll fit in a pocket better, or just general purposes traveling a little bit better. I think that the guys at ThieAudio are improving their craft. Anyway, there's a little manual in here or something, probably guides you on which tips to use or something like that. I haven't even looked at it. And then we have the Starfields, which the art almost displays what you will expect to get out of this. You see these patches of stars punctuating the clear night sky. It's got a sharpness to these lines and these dots. The art actually portrays the sound. This is light punctuating the darkness. This is just kind of almost like, if I may... the back of this almost conveys smoothness. I don't know if that was purposeful at all, but that's the difference. These are crisp, and I overuse that word, I know, but I love it to describe my feeling of these. These and other IEMs, these pop. That's how you describe it. They pop. Whether it's the mids or the treble, you hear things clearly, and you hear things in a way that makes you go, wow, I'm really enjoying that. That is clean. Although we'll get into that. It's not completely clean as expensive stuff. What do you get for $100? But compared to other things at $100, and let's take a look at that. That's pretty beautiful too, isn't it? I'm a sucker for things that are beautiful and things that feel good in the hands. And anyway, we'll move to that in a second. But compared to the Legacy 2, the Starfields pop and the Legacy 2s lay back, which is really strange because let me show you something. Whoop. Here are the two graphs side by side. The green is the Legacy 2, and the blue is the Starfield. And thank you to Bad Guy Good Audio Reviews for, I guess, uploading some of this data. His watermark is here. Thank you. Great YouTuber. The differences are basically not there for the entire mid. Look at that. Literally, the entire mid-range is almost identical, at least on paper. And if you actually inspect this and see what the decibel is, it only marks maybe a few tenths of a decibel difference in some places here. Really not significant. But then you go to the mid bass, still basically the same. Maybe a little bit of spreading starting to happen here. It's really in the sub bass that they start to be different. You would be mistaken. You would not be blamed for mistaking these as twins, as somehow maybe they were made by the same company and just a slight variation to get like maybe a different version or some new drivers changing something. No, these are two different companies. But the graphs look like they're from the same company or same intent or something. Yes, the treble's different, but come on, guys. You know how much treble changes between everyone's ears? Like, all this is going to change in your ear anyway. You know that? So these little things, how much that really impacts things. And also, let's be realistic, even though it shows 15 kilohertz over here, the human ear only goes up to like, what, 18? I mean, yes, technically we say, and I actually teach this stuff. We say it only goes to 20 kilohertz, but most people can only hear up to 17 or 18 if they're young. And even if you tried playing a tone generator and seeing what this sounds like, 15 kilohertz is still extremely, extremely high pitch to the point where you barely hear it anyway. Most of the music, even stuff that does hit the treble range, is not gonna really care about this section right here. So as crazy as that looks, when I see that, I kind of almost ignore it. I don't know if I should, but I do. It might affect harmonics, to be honest. If you have some pure tones existing here, they might have some harmonics emanating from that point, including this, that might flavor things a little bit. And maybe that's the reason why the Starfield is partly seeming to be more clear. That it could be significant in some way, but it's really not the pure tones that you hear played by instruments themselves. Just harmonics, maybe. Okay, moving from that. Very similar, very similar. This is the difference. If I had to try to sum up, apart from maybe this spike, adding to harmonics, this, I think, might be the biggest difference for what explains why these things, if you actually listen to them side by side, which I'm about to show you, why the Legacy 2 sounds so much more full than the Starfield. The Legacy 2, that's how I would describe it. The Starfield is a pop, a clarity, a wow, I'm enjoying these mids so much. The voices, everything is just in my face. And then the Legacy goes, hang back a little bit. I'm also going to give you some clear stuff, because I am mostly similar, but I'm going to give you some more fullness in the air between the instruments. You're going to hear a little like background noise of low pitch bass.
the sky. Please tell us why you had to hide away for so long. Where did we go wrong?
And it's gonna actually satisfy you, because then you're gonna get harmonics accentuated here that add fullness to lower instruments, drums and whatnot. Even when you don't hear instruments that are explicitly supposed to be bass, you still somehow get this affecting most every track you listen to. It adds a kind of warmth, just enough. It's almost like the Legacy 2 is a Starfield that's a little laid back. But you wouldn't know it hearing it. You wouldn't think they were so similar until you looked at this graph. But it makes so much sense. So where does that leave my impressions? I know I don't go into as much of some details as other people. We all have different takes, us people who comment online and reviewers and whatever. My take is, where do I enjoy these the most? What's the end result? What's my recommendation for you after thinking through these things and hearing them? Not spending too much time on much else, but actually hearing these. What is my takeaway of the two? I would own both. That's my takeaway. At first, I thought I would prefer the Starfield. And I really did. I actually tried these first when they came in the mail first, and I was blown away already. I was like, whoa, Legacy 2, worth it for $100. I don't know if anything beats it for under $300. I have to get more stuff coming in, but everything that I've tried does not. This is more enjoyable for me than anything I've heard at this price. And even things that are $200, I enjoy these more. But then I listened to these when these came in the mail, and then I was like, oh, wait, I enjoy these more, because I'm kind of a clarity, treble, obsessed person. I kind of, when I hear things that sound warmer, my brain goes, but I'm missing something. I want to hear it more clearly. And maybe you guys are similar.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tells a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
Stay here, ignorant forever now. Change and grow toward a better now. Escape is over for the ever now. Survive this will no one, will no one. The reason why
But these two really show me what happens when you're trying to go for a budget and you can't have your cake and eat it too. You want to go for the clarity. You want to go for the, I hear things without any obfuscation from the bass. This is your set right here, okay? But then you hear some stuff because of the price point. It's only like one driver in it, even though it's carbon nanotube and all this fancy stuff, which is pretty cool. It feels a little shouty. Unfortunately, it can't play all your music on a playlist for a long sit down for like an hour or whatever you might want to listen to without feeling a little fatigued, particularly if you're playing something like metal or hard rock. It's very fun while it lasts until your ears hurt. But it lasts a long time for what it is. It's not the worst I've heard in terms of ear fatigue, but heavy passages, heavy music, loud music, it can wear thin on you. But it's exceptionally good at the price with clarity and pop, especially for music that does not try to be bombastic, okay? This is a really solid set for a lot of music. I'm thinking classical, I'm thinking female vocalists with acoustics, I'm thinking even some classic rock if it's not too wild. If it has some dynamism between the highs and the lows to play with, this is a great set. This can almost do what this does in terms of that clarity, but because of that sub bass, and maybe some dip and some harmonics up here in the upper trebles, maybe mostly this. It's kind of like coating your ears with some relaxation. It says, yeah, there is some harsh points that you'll maybe get in some songs, but hey, we're going to soften it with some pillows. Just a little bit. And what I found after listening to both of these on the same playlist, which was like an hour-long playlist, and I just ran the whole thing, just going about my day, seeing what I would notice, whatever. These, I could listen to the whole thing without any fatigue, and I still enjoyed the whole experience. But there were some tracks and some genres where I would go, maybe I want this, because this one makes the female vocalist shine with the harmonics, where I don't need the bass to warm it up. These are the Twin Kings. This is what I'm calling them, the Twin Kings. So far, I have more things coming, so I might change my mind. So maybe you wait for future videos before you pull triggers on buying these. But if you're on a budget for $200 or less, don't buy a single set. Buy both of these and have the master of acoustics and vocals and other music that you might not feel as fatigued as me, but because it is great on almost everything until the fatigue sets in. And this set for just overall general listening, maybe those heavy metal songs, heavy rock songs that you don't want to be fatigued, but you still want to enjoy. Or maybe you just like a laid back sound. You can always try both and sell whichever you don't want on the forums, on eBay, or see if there's a return policy online. But for $200, it's not a big risk, is it? You can always gift one to somebody or save it for a rainy day on you want to explore again, something. But that's my recommendation. You have $200 to spend, get these two. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Maybe sometime soon I will have reviews for these. If you're interested in having these or others for free, I will be doing a giveaway, actually, for those people who are on my Patreon. Nobody's there yet, which does mean if you're the first person to get on this by the end of this month, when I do, I think it's a $15 entry per month to get things that are over $100, but these will be part of the $5 Patreon, which is for $100 and below sets, which is a great deal. If you become a Patreon for $5 a month, you're the only one, you will get one of these. And yeah, I'll pay for shipping and all that. So, hey, good luck. All right, see you guys.